Hello, welcome to Math 107. Let me take the opportunity to show you how to use Zoom a little bit and introduce you to the course. If you should need to meet with me sort of face to face, this is the way we can do it throughout the semester so that we can answer any questions you might have or troubleshoot any problems you might be having with technology. I've got my computer uh, shown here, but I'd like to show you the screen actually, and using using Zoom, I can click on screen share. Let me get the desktop going here, and instead of seeing me quite so much, you can see what's on my screen. So what I've brought up here is the opening for our course on Blackboard. You've got underneath the Start Here tab an introduction about myself. You're welcome to read it. I like teaching a lot. I enjoy gardening, love being outside. Just a few basics, nothing that's too unusual there. We got the course overview that you're looking into right now. But once you go past that, we've got some essential items that I'd like you to take a look into. I'd like you to look over the course syllabus, the course objectives, and the course calendar. I have voice threads that you can begin to use to see the important points from each of those. The technology tools that we'll be using this semester, VoiceThread, MyMathLab, and Zoom. There are some tutorials that you can experiment with. But perhaps the best way to learn something is by using it, and I have an opportunity here for you to use VoiceThread for the first time by introducing yourself to the class. A lot of times people just record audio. If you want to just record comments and not video, that's okay. I get that. Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking to see yourself on the screen. But feel free either way that you might want to do that to introduce yourself to the class. And I do have a few items there. If it's hard to know what to introduce with, I have a few questions to help guide you to get that process started. Once you look through all those, you can begin work on Module 1, which brings me to the left-hand side of your screen. If you take a look, there are tabs for announcements, course calendar, all the modules that we'll be using throughout the semester, exam keys. None are up there yet, have to wait. What I do is after I grade your exam and you're able to see your mistakes, I post the key to the exam so you can see how I graded it, and you can use that to study for the final. So exam keys will be empty for a while until we have a few exams finished and graded, and you can go back and look and learn from any mistakes you might have made. We do have tools, MyMathLab, checking the grades. If you look on that one, you can see what your cumulative average is at this point. Now, please keep in mind that I don't use Blackboard to calculate the values. I do that with Excel on my own computer, and then I upload those scores. And I try and keep everything as up to date as our most recent assignment, so I usually don't delay on posting what your cumulative average is. Email, technology support, there's all sorts of things here that you can take a look at, but the key thing is the modules are over here on the left, and that's what people are going to use the most. For the first few days, maybe for the first Saturday, Sunday, a little bit of Monday, I'll have you with Start Here, but soon enough you'll see that our course opens us up to Module 1, and you'll start to see some structure that's repetitive throughout the course. Each module begins with an overview. It discusses how our tasks, how our activities will be used to help you learn the ideas that we need to cover. There'll always be an online assessment tool, and if you click on that, you'll see a list of the due dates for the whole module. I try and get links to the homework through MyMathLab, but if those aren't working for you, I would urge you to Google Pearson and just get in through their portal. Maybe I've had some students where the link just didn't work for them, but if they went to Pearson's webpage and went in through MyMathLab and typed in all the stuff that they needed, their access code, things like that, it worked just fine. I'll also put a place for us to do our discussion question on Blackboard as well. So using this voice thread here, you don't have to create your own. using this VoiceThread, you can respond to the question for the module and also listen to what your peers have to say, because I've noticed not all my patients work in the same, say, branch of nursing. I have some ER students, I have some with pediatrics, and those perspectives are good for us to hear. Within the modules, if you click at the very top, you can actually move around a little better. You don't always have to always click on the left side to get to a module. Essential questions. Now, that's usually underneath the online assessment item. What these are a set of problems meant to be done after you've completed the homework problems for the module. I've got a key to them. I've got a VoiceThread discussing how to do the problems. Now, you don't get to listen to lectures like you normally would in a face-to-face class, so here's an opportunity to get some of that interaction. I always have two ways to access the VoiceThread. Sometimes for students it works just to click on the actual image of it. I embed the VoiceThread in Blackboard. Some students that doesn't work, and what they do is they click on the link down below and it takes them to it. Depending on what technology you have, what you're using, one or the other will work. I just want to make sure you have a lot of different ways to get to it. You're not relying on just one. And I do have some supplemental resources. Usually I'll go to like Khan Academy and I'll grab a few videos if I can. If there's one unit, 3 dosage calculations that I don't have any supplemental resources, but for the other ones I do. I'm happy to teach you things, but sometimes maybe 1 or 2 in the morning you need to have some sort of resource, and Khan Academy is always ready to discuss things. Let's see here. That's Module 1. And just to really emphasize this similarity in structure, Module 2, we got the overview, the online assessments, and we do have something different here because conversion factors. I will provide you with a list of conversion factors. You don't have to memorize all of those. They'll be provided on exams. But we still have our online assessments, our essential questions, and supplementary resources like we do in the other modules. And Module 4, we'll do sort of the similar structure once again. I have a lot of redundancy on due dates as well. So I'm not always sure if I need to include as many different duplicates of due dates, but I just don't want anybody to miss anything. Under the announcements each week, I'll tell you what we're going to be looking at, what's going to be due. I'll try and give you a heads up when an exam is coming to make sure that you are ready to take it on campus, or you have talked with your proctor to make sure you schedule a date with them. And then the course calendar here over at the left, don't forget that's your way to see what we're doing pretty much every day of the course. Perhaps you're looking at your work schedule and you're trying to plan around hours. That's meant to help you. Let's go back here to the Start Here tab. Let's check one thing. You've got the majority of it. I'm about ready to finish up here. I don't want to make this too lengthy for you. But what I worry about here at the beginning is making sure that you guys get MyMathLab up and going. So I have a student registration handout that is meant to help you the first time you log into MyMathLab. So perhaps you've never used it before. If you go to pearson.com//MyLab, you can establish an account, get yourself set up. You will have a course ID because you're going to eventually have to link your account to what we're doing in Math 107, and Robinson 77739 is meant to help you with that. And you'll have an access code. You should have got one from your textbook or with your textbook whenever you purchased it. You'll need to enter that in so that your access will be throughout the whole course. They do provide a temporary access for a couple weeks in case you're having some trouble with getting everything going. But the key thing is our first homework assignment is due in, think about Wednesday of the first week of class. So you need to get yourself going. You need to get MyMathLab up and working for you. I said this a little earlier, just make sure I'm very clear. Sometimes the links in Blackboard for some reason don't link to the MyMathLab. If you go to pearson.com/mylab, I've heard that that's another way to get around, log in and get your homework accessed. In any event, if you're having trouble with your homework, can't quite get in, let me know. We'll get things sorted out. Let me stop sharing my screen here for a minute. And I just want to reemphasize, I'm looking forward to teaching you this semester, learning from you as much as hopefully I teach you as well. This is a class I really enjoy working with the students. You'll find out from the other stuff, my introduction, my mom was a teacher, and there's a connection there that I'm sorry, my mom was a nurse, and there's a connection there that I like to maintain. So if you have any questions throughout the semester, don't hesitate to ask me, and let's have a good one.